My mom did it.
That's how I see the alligator.
They have nets except for the big one. I don't got a net of that. They don't. They have a net over all.
Gee, it's pretty big, isn't it?
How much did you pay? Right here. What all different sizes. It can be on your look at the
Mom, is that white alligator real? Mom, is that white alligator real? Mom, is that white?
My mom is very the
Yes, whichever you like.
My glasses on, but I wonder what's happening.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the St. Augustine Alligator Farm Zoological Park. My name is Lauren, if I haven't met you already. I'd like to welcome you all to our feeding demonstration. Now, before we get started, just a couple of quick safety concerns to go over with you all inside our park today. First, please watch what you hang over the sides of the enclosures, especially any items not attached to you. Also, please don't set anything along the post or that inside ledge there without having your hand on it. A little gust of wind, someone knocking into you may cause big items to fall inside our enclosures. And although a lot of our animals may look rather lazy by nature, if something falls in and they think it's food, they may try to go over, investigate the item, and of course investigating it means trying to eat. And something simple like a pair of sunglasses can make one of our animals rather ill. Now, if you do happen to drop something in there, we understand accidents happen, so don't hesitate to grab the nearest staff member and we'll look to see if we can safely retrieve whatever is left of the dropped item for you. But with that all out of the way, we'll go ahead and get started. So like I said, what we're doing today is a feeding demonstration. I got a couple very hungry alligators over here. So we're gonna have some fun. Not planning on feeding all 39. That would take a very, very long time to accomplish. So we're just focused on the ones over here. So I do have two different food items I'm tossing out today. The first one is their main diet here at the park. This will get them a little more excited. So a lot of people want to know, well, what do you feed your alligators here? And the simple answer is we feed them alligator food. Obviously, they're alligators. What else would they eat? But what is alligator food and why do they need it? Well, alligator food is a manufactured pellet that meets all their nutritional needs. It has all the vitamins, minerals, proteins, nutrients, anything and everything to survive and grow in one great little handy-dandy compact form. What's so nice about this is when you toss it into the water, it floats. It gives the alligators a chance to swim over, grab a hold of it, and then you have some happy alligators. So we toss into the water, they come, they swim, and good to go. So even something as small as this, they're going to go after. But of course, we don't toss just one pellet at a time. That would take an incredibly long time to feed a bunch of alligators. So we just toss a bunch in. We got a whole little feeding frenzy going on right here below your feet. A lot of fun, right? Now, this is a great way to feed very large populations of alligators. If you've been out to our swamp and you're trying to figure out how we feed those hundreds of alligators out there, this is pretty much what we do, except we have wheelbarrows full of the pellets that we toss out, and they come over, excuse you down there, they come over, they eat as much as they like, and they're good to go. So the pellets float for a few minutes, gives them a chance to grab as much as they like. All right, so we'll leave a few left in there for the very end there. Now the pellets are great, because like I said, just throw them in the water, alligators come over, that's a tail, that is not a food item. There we go, look at that. I got a little too excited there. So anyway, for our feeding demonstrations, we do like to stick with bigger, brighter food items to go flying through the air. So the pellets have been created to kind of help cover all their nutritional needs. So the reason why we have the pellets for them, well, in the wild, these animals, their diet is pretty much anything and everything. Small mammals, birds, turtles, fish, crustaceans, bugs, all a part of their diet. So they're getting nutrition from all they're getting nutrition from all over the place. And when you bring them into captivity, giving them just chicken or just rats, they're not getting the same nutrition that they would in the wild. So that's why the pellet was created. But of course, for feeding demonstrations, we do like to stick with the bigger, brighter stuff, go flying through the air, especially right at lunchtime. So we got some very nice, lovely whole rats, yum, to toss out to the alligators. They enjoy it, and it is good for them to get whole food items from time to time. Because I think this rat has. So not only the fur and the skin, but the bones, the guts, anything this rat ate, they as well. And of course, it is nice for them to kind of crunch things from time to time. So we'll see it. Fluffy, are you hungry? Fluffy. I'm gonna get it, Fluffy. There we go. Beautiful little jump there. Now, alligators do have the ability to jump about 2/3 of their body length out of water. That tail is laterally compressed. All of them. So it helps them swim quickly through the water and also jump up high out of the water. Now, this enclosure does... Casey. I'm not sure what that was. That was just like a lunge forward and grabbing at the air. Silly alligator. Let's try. How about you? Come and get this. There we go. Just land on top of Casey. It's all good. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Alligator Farm, Little Park. This is Run with the Alligator. My name is Lauren. I'm welcome you all. Before we get started talking about these animals and surrounding, a couple quick safety concerns while inside our park today. First, please watch what you hang over the sides of the enclosures, especially any items not attached to you. Also, don't set anything along the post or the inside ledge without having your hand on it. Little bit of this happens, so don't hesitate to the nearest staff member, and we will look to see if we can safely retrieve whatever is left of the dropped item for you. Of course, no promises. We do have to consider our safety as well. So just a rough idea, anything that falls in there. This happens, so don't hesitate to the nearest staff member, and we will look to see if we can safely retrieve whatever is left of the dropped item for you. Of course, no promises. We do have to consider our safety as well. So just a rough idea, anything that falls in there. And as large and intimidating as some of the individuals may seem, Mad Max right here in front of me is around about 12 feet long, so pretty decent sized alligator. They're still nothing compared to their ancestors. Once upon a time, this was about 80 million years ago, there was an animal known as Deinosuchus. Now, Deinosuchus was a 40-foot long, 20,000 pound animal that used to roam these areas. To give you an idea, this is more of 4 of him right here, head to tail, tack on a bunch of weight, and that's what was running around. Pretty frightening. Now, a lot of people think alligators' ancestors were the dinosaurs, but the truth is their ancestors actually ate the dinosaurs. So Deinosuchus was a dinosaur-eating alligator. Their name literally translates over to terrible crocodile. They were pretty terrible. They're going around eating all the dinosaurs. Now, obviously, over time, they have shrunken down in size. There's no reason to be 40 feet long nowadays. That's just rather silly. I don't think anybody would be living in the southeastern portion of the United States if a 40-foot animal is still running around. But they still obviously look rather prehistoric, and a lot of people are kind of frightened of them, and really nothing screams dinosaur, kind of like looking at one of these animals. But don't let the fact that they've been around for hundreds of millions of years fool you into thinking that they're not intelligent animals. What separates them from all other reptiles is that they have a true cerebral cortex. So that's the portion of the brain that's associated with higher function. It's what allows them to learn, to figure things out, to adapt to situations in order to survive. And it's actually what allows us to walk around inside this enclosure with these animals. Now in the wild, you actually couldn't get this close to an alligator. You'll see in here too, they have no regard for personal space. They just go wherever they want, step all over each other. But anyway, in the wild, like I said, you couldn't get this close to them. They have a natural fear of human beings. They'd actually rather want to run away from you than run towards you. However, we've taken that fear away from them because they have learned to associate us with food. So just a simple act of tossing food into the water and then reacting to it and swimming over to it, they're learning, they're being trained to respond to our presence in here. And we use that to our advantage. So we do train these alligators in here. All of them have names, so 39 alligators, 39 names. Skipper, how on earth did you miss that pellet? It's all the way over here now. But we learn their names, we learn to tell them apart, and that way we can work with them, we can bring them over, we can do some natural behaviors with them when they actually want to participate. It's kind of like cats at home. You only exist when they want you to exist. That's about it. But anyway, so why do we train these alligators? Well, like I said, it is nice to be able to show off natural behaviors when we're doing presentations like this. Of course, being able to get close to them for presentations is also pretty cool. Also though, if they're ever sick or injured and need to be seen by a vet, it is way easier for us to be able to come in, get up close, get a good look at them versus trying to catch them up, stress them out, which is then becomes a dangerous situation, not only for them, but for us as well. So there's a lot of good reasons as to why we train these animals. But of course, we do have to be careful because they are incredibly hardy. You just want to jump the water. There you go. They're very hardy, like I said. So it's very rare they ever succumb to any.
Out of nowhere. It's kind of weird being called to be over this now. Yeah, I'm almost there.
Stop saying that.
You'll get there. When we're grown.
Rush to the room. All right, say hopping. Oh, they know money enough.
That's his leg off.
Nope, don't do that. Might let it open that spirit out.
Down and out. Nobody's going down and out.
How's that too far? Look at him. Look at him.
They're thinking of the park over the alligator on the same bird.
One time, my brothers came here. A bird got too close to the water. The guy came up and grabbed it. My brother, my son.
I wondered if they had much of that, but you'd figure at some point it's got to happen.
And we kept Sydney separate for the first few days just to make sure that we knew that they were both settling in all right. And really, I think the thing that finally made Maxwell somewhat comfortable about it was the
You guys
Okay, guys, let's wait for a staff member to get in front.
What is that in the front? Is that a lizard? Oh, look for an alligator. Is that a lizard? It is a komodo dragon. Its spit is venomous, so I don't want to touch it. It's almost shedding. It's almost shedding its skin. Hey, look, it is I kind of like yummy.
Oh, look at him.
Thank you. What?
He's recording.
Real quick.